reason why dogs are awesome.
They are. I've got one. You've got one as well. Good morning. Welcome to AMHQ Early. It is Friday the 13th, 2017. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass in for Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Anna Rodriguez. Our top story is Winter Storm Jupiter, which could put a crippling impact on a number of places.
Yeah, travel definitely is not going to be a good thing. Starting today, as a matter of fact, the colder air, note those temperatures, and it is that Arctic air that's seeping down from the north that's going to cause all the problems. Remember how warm it's been the past few days? Well, that's all about to change. Even Dallas, your temperatures are starting out in the 50s, but we're going to fall through the 40s later on today. So this cold high pressure, it's got that northerly wind and basically meeting up with moisture that's coming up from the south. So that warm, moist air overrunning the cold air that's moving in at the surface, that spells trouble. And unfortunately, it's not going to get out of here all that quickly. So it's going to be a long endurance type of event. Here's that warm, moist flow out ahead of that stationary front. And a stationary front basically is just a front stalled out and not really going anywhere. So this setup is going to be with us today, tonight, tomorrow, and even into Sunday for some of you. We're going to see that freezing rain really pile up and accumulate, and even just a quarter of an inch is dangerous, right? You get that glaze on everything, the trees, the power lines, but you're also going to be noticing perhaps a half an inch of ice in some of these locations. So we do have the ice storm warnings in effect for the 70 corridor. St. Louis back to Kansas City, Wichita, you're in it as well, just north of Oklahoma City. That's where you have an ice storm warning, but don't ignore that freezing rain advisory that you've got in effect for so many places too, because even there, we could see some problems with transportation. So the pink that you're seeing on the radar right now, that's already a wintry mix that's beginning to set up, and this is just the beginning. As I mentioned, a long endurance event. As we track it for you, Winter Storm Jupiter, you see the pink rising up through the Ozarks of southern Missouri, getting into southern Illinois, and even into western Kentucky. We're watching Kansas, parts of Oklahoma. It's going to be a steady freezing rain precip. We're talking hours and hours of it, and that will really give it a chance to accrete and pile up on the power lines out there. Excuse me. So as we go through the day today, the green is where you have just plain old rain, but the pink, that is where we actually have sleet and freezing rain. So we're talking about perhaps more than a half an inch of some of you. That means a crippling ice storm from southeastern parts of Nebraska, getting all the way down into the western parts of Oklahoma. Power could go out because of the power lines, and basically, you know, with the weight of the ice, it's going to be a serious problem here across the middle of the country. Again, it doesn't take much to cause problems out there on the roadways, and the side storms could turn severe. So heavy rain, gusty winds, hail, those are going to be the primary threats with these storms as they do develop. So for Dallas, here's the showers for today. Temperatures dropping from those early highs in the 50s down to the 40s. And then we do see those temperatures warm back up again, but with a chance of showers and some storms. Monday and Tuesday, though, we're dry. Monday right now looks gorgeous, by the way, 71 degrees and sunshine, so feeling really nice there. As we take a look at the setup for this weekend across Texas, we have the moisture in play, got a stationary front providing lift in the atmosphere as well. So south and east of the stationary front, that's where we're going to have periods of heavy rain. So even though you've got ice in some areas north of that frontal boundary where you've got the heavy rain, that is not going to be fun to travel in either. So here is a look at our setup, our forecast, showing up the green in Dallas, down towards Riverwalk and San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Houston. We've got the chance for some rain showers where you are as well. That will continue into the day tomorrow, so there could be some airport delays as a result of this. And of course, Sunday, this is when we really need to watch out for perhaps some isolated severe thunderstorms from Dallas to Abilene, right on down towards San Antonio. Anna Redis has the latest.
With the rain, you're dealing with record heat.
Yeah.
It seemed like everyone on their timeline in the Northeast, at least on my feed, was talking about how nice it was yesterday.
Bragging that they could wear shorts in January, right? Talk about a January thaw. In fact, at least 30, feels like 5 right now, by the way. So definitely bundle on up if you are heading out here in Omaha, Nebraska. As we take a look at the conditions here, I-80 is just one of the interstates that will be impacted, but especially, you know, the exit ramps, the bridges, the overpasses, they tend to ice up first, especially the untreated surfaces. So just something to keep in mind as we go through Monday. Here's that lovely shade of purple. That is your freezing rain. Now the green is just plain old rain. We'll take it, right? Because you need those temperatures to warm up at the surface. And right now we're right on the edge of the freezing line here in eastern Nebraska. And even the sleet, we don't mind that as much either. That is not as bad as freezing rain, but that pink is more like a mix of snow and sleet. Some of you will be getting all snow like in Norfolk, Nebraska, and over towards Iowa. We are concerned about some serious icing as well. So here's a look at the timing for Omaha, Nebraska. Watching you guys between Sunday evening and Monday Sunday evening, freezing rain accumulations could range, really, depending on the freezing line, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, which is just crippling in terms of the weight of ice. So extremely hazardous travel conditions. Numerous power outages are likely, so make sure you know where those flashlights are. They just might come in handy. We've got new weather developments overnight.
A big headline, of course.
Your forecast, of course, beginning with today, we are concerned about that icing, all that purple you see from the southern plains into the Ozarks and southern Illinois. That is freezing rain that's really going to pile up and accrete, unfortunately. We see that purple kind of spreading out across the Ohio Valley, even stretching into the mid-Atlantic. Some of you getting freezing rain, others getting some sleet, even just plain old round rain south of there. And then on Sunday, we are concerned about some severe thunderstorms in the western parts of Texas, even Dallas. It's going to be a rainy time for you, and you can see the snow on the backside in Denver, 35 degrees for a high temperature there. It is 26 degrees right now in Indy, but it feels like the teens right now. And we've got an Arctic high pressure that's sending all that cold air down from the north, meeting up with the warm, moist air that's coming in over the top. So that is a setup for a pretty significant freezing rain event. So you've got that overrunning situation. It's already starting today, and unfortunately, we don't see it moving out anytime soon. It's going to be with us right through Sunday for so many of you. So that icy mix is going to fall through the colder air north of that frontal boundary, while just to the south of this stalled out front, you've got rain, even the chance for some thunderstorms and those much warmer temperatures. So here's a look at the hot pink on the map. That's where we've got the ice storm warnings in effect from St. Louis to Kansas City, Wichita, just north of Oklahoma City. But even in the purple areas where you have the freezing rain advisories, you really need to be careful. Even here, we could have some power outages as well. So here's a look at the pink showing up on the radar. A lot of this not reaching the ground, but it's just beginning. This is some freezing drizzle, and we're likely to see this area fill in with more pink and purple on the radar as we go throughout the day today, as that cold air continues to seep on down from the north. And you can see as we go through the day today, it's going to be a problem, not just for Kansas, but Oklahoma, getting into Missouri as well. So no wonder we've got states of emergency that have been posted for not going to be a widespread severe weather event. And the main threat is going to be damaging wind gusts better than 60 miles per hour. Can't rule out some hail that could reach quarter size. And you can see the setup that we've got going on with that same frontal boundary that's in our vicinity. We've got that moisture that will continue to be in place from Texas through the Tennessee Valley as well. So that is basically going to focus the areas of heavy rain just along that front and just south of that front, where you've got the warm enough air. It is just plain old rain, but there is that chance we could hear some rumbles of thunder. So here's a check of our forecast for Texas. You've got the thunderstorms going here, Dallas, right on down towards San Antonio. A lot of folks may be traveling to Dallas, of course. You've got a big game here going on Sunday. So for tomorrow, there will be some rain along I-20, thunderstorms down towards San Antonio. You've got the wet weather spreading out toward the Tennessee Valley as well. But it's right here across the Red River Valley down toward Riverwalk and San Antonio where we have the better chance for seeing a severe thunderstorm on Sunday. Anaritis has the very latest image to your home, the gutters, the roof as well, and therefore leading to a leaky roof in time if you don't do anything about it. So we do have a look at your forecast, your weekend in view, beginning with today. And yes, it's already beginning. Freezing rain showing up in the purple. By the way, the West Coast getting a much needed break, maybe a few showers for the Inland Empire of Southern California. Otherwise, dry skies for the West Coast on Saturday. Our attention really focused on Winter Storm Jupiter impacting millions of people. Travel is not going to be a good thing here from Kansas through Illinois, even into Indiana. And Sunday still, we've got the purple on the map as well. This system basically stuck here in the middle, and even the chance for severe storms in parts of Texas. Well, a short walk in the cold turns traumatic when a man slips and falls, leaving him paralyzed in the snow for hours.